Whenever ships of Britain's Royal Navy are on the move or come into port, the girls in blue go into action. Their jobs range from driving cars to plotting movements of ships, but they're all done on land, for no women work in the ships of the Royal Navy. But in the mercantile marine, it's another story. A select number of women spend all their working life at sea in the great passenger liners. These stewardesses coming ashore at Southampton are members of the crew of the 83,000-ton Queen Elizabeth, the world's biggest liner. In a crew of 1,150, there are 70 women. Nora Hilton is often to be seen in Southampton docks. She's delivered and arranged the flowers for passenger ships for 9 years, but she's never sailed in one of them. Stewardess Jean Cullen is busy getting ready for tomorrow's passengers. She spent 2.5 years working in ships at sea, and her husband's in the merchant navy too. Women have worked at sea in this shipping line for more than 50 years, but it's only since World War II that girls have been assistant pursers. Frances Milroy has been at sea for 9 years. One of her present jobs is to assist the purser with entertaining the passengers. Some of the women who go to sea don't get paid. They're the wives of officers in cargo ships. Wendy Turner, wife of the second officer of the oil tanker Allura, has been at sea for 3 months. Wendy, who comes from India, joined the ship in Sweden and has been to Africa and Holland before arriving here in the Thames. Most cargo lines allow officers to take their wives with them on some trips, particularly in tankers, because of the long voyages and the loneliness of the life. Wendy may spend 6 months in every 2 years at sea with her husband. She finds plenty to do while she's aboard and helps her husband Richard with his office work when she can. They can have a drink and relax together when the day's work is done. Here's another seafaring woman who relaxes by going shopping in Liverpool before her ship sails. She's radio officer of the Norwegian fruit ship Baghdad, and her name is Tove Vola. Since the war, Norway has been employing an increasing number of women as radio officers, but they have to be trained secretaries as well, so that they can do both jobs aboard. To qualify as a radio officer means a year's training ashore. In Russia, a woman can be the skipper. First Officer Rosa Gelfo of the Soviet ship Kolpina holds a master's ticket and in her 25 years at sea has commanded several cargo ships. She comes from Leningrad and for 3 years she sailed regularly between there and London. Rosa spends much of her off-duty time ashore going to London's art galleries and museums. But Britain's girls at sea are employed only in passenger ships, and they never get any of the top jobs. Some work in the 45,000-ton liner Canberra. Busiest time for the assistant pursers is in the bureau on embarkation day. The ship can carry more than 2,250 passengers, all of whom have to be registered with the bureau before the ship sails or during the first few hours at sea. All assistant pursers are trained secretaries. Marianne Rodenberg from Holland speaks 4 foreign languages. Often, as many as 600 gifts of flowers for passengers are delivered to the ship, and it's the job of the women assistant pursers to record each delivery. There are only 25 girls among a crew of 938 in the ship. The 11 passenger ships of the line employ 214 women between them. The Commodore's secretary is the senior woman employed by the line. Barbara Williams, an Australian from Sydney, already had 10 years at sea behind her when she joined Canberra on her maiden voyage in 1961. She ranks as Senior Woman Assistant Purser, and she works for the purser and the staff captain as well as the Commodore. A ship of this size runs a busy internal switchboard. A team of 4 girls mans the board on a shift system night and day. Girls working in the hairdressing salon must be both hairdressers and manicurists. In a ship with the world's biggest passenger list, there's even an operating theatre. And the doctor's surgery is well attended every day. Sister Angela Midgley has been 6 months at sea, and this is her second ship. Working with one of the ship's doctors is the senior sister aboard. She has also worked on 2 other ships of the same line. In one of the wards is the third sister. All nurses at sea must be state registered and fully qualified midwives. Many families emigrating to Australia sail in the ship, and that means lots of children. The day nurseries have been designed to cope with 600 children at a time. 2 nursery stewardesses work in the tourist class nursery for the under 2s, while a children's hostess copes with the over 2s. Mary Gedge from Winchester is a children's hostess. This is her first ship. One of her favourite duties is running birthday parties in the dining room at tea time. Canberra is a 2-class ship, and there are entertainment hostesses in both classes. Scottish Eileen Christie, in the first class, has been a seafarer for 4 years in 5 of the company's ships. Her duties are varied and often go on from sunrise to long after sunset. Whether it's getting to know the passengers, watching a strong-minded bather on a blustery morning, or helping lonely people to get to know each other at the first dance of the voyage. Sometimes, too, she herself will partner passengers at the dances. A new day aboard, and the cabin stewardess starts her duties. She's doing a job which was the first to be done by women at sea more than 100 years ago. Like all the women at sea, she enjoys her unusual way of life, or she wouldn't be doing the job. Today, there are more varied jobs at sea for women than ever before, and there's always a waiting list for them.